Zanzibar Blue, it was one of those places that was really special. I can't really think of a place that kind of made the same impact. I don't think it was something that could ever really be duplicated in the manner that, the way it was at that particular time.
We tried to come up with the concept that we thought would be most successful in the city, that was most needed in the city. It was important to us that we had a dining room that was separate from the music. We did not want to be a restaurant that had background music, nor did we want to be a jazz club that had burgers and fries.
Some of the various people who have visited the restaurants and who have performed there that stand out, the Nancy Wilsons, the Ahmad Jamals, people like that that have really had national acclaim, that was really an honor. There was a young lady that worked with us, Juanita Holiday, who performed every Friday and Saturday night. We've had the President of the United States, Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton, yes.
Ben came in.
Robert and Ben were very much fans of treating the everyman as celebrities. You know, that $20 we're charging for somebody to come down Broad Street, is a real big deal. I mean, that's, represents, whatever percentage of their income. So we really needed to make sure that we took a lot of pride and joy in making sure we presented that $20 salmon and checked back on them and took care of them as well as somebody else with Clinton Street money or a celebrity.
We had the African American community who was very supportive. We had international travelers that were coming to Philadelphia on business that were jazz heads that wanted to come in. So you saw young people who were going on first dates. You saw older people who were there that appreciated the music. So it was really like a melting pot of people under one roof that you wouldn't normally see there interacting with one another. So it was something very unique to encounter at that specific time in Philadelphia. When Zanzibar Blue started, we were really looking to have something for everyone. So we went from sort of Mediterranean to adding in some sort of Creole and French influences and things like that, some North African. We were known for our shrimp etouffee, a standard in New Orleans cuisine, etouffee meaning to smother. So it's basically a dish that's a shrimp dish where you slow cook and you smother the shrimp with garlic and Creole tomatoes and white wine, and some people use saffron and then scallion. So that was just one of those dishes that we did that was reminiscent of many of those dishes from Zanzibar Blue that became very popular.
We had a great demographic base that was, a little bit left of center. They were willing to jump off Broad Street, go to 305 South 11th Street. So they were willing to be, experimental and come with us and enjoy the journey. And we always said, hey, satisfaction guaranteed. If you don't like it for any reason, we'll whisk it away and get you something else that you will enjoy.
I do think it's important when speaking about Zanzibar Blue, how important it was within the context of the African American community in the city. I think Zanzibar Blue was one of the first places where the upscale African American clientele felt comfortable coming. It really made us proud when people would come in and say, I brought my family from out of town. And it really became that place where if you wanted a night out, whether it be a date night or celebration of something, or you had folks coming from out of town, Zanzibar Blue was the place where you would want to come. And that really made us feel like we were doing more than just presenting food and music, but we were really offering something and giving back to the community that is so important to us. In 2007, we closed Zanzibar Blue. A lot of folks were very sad, very disappointed. It had become a fixture in their lives, and we were sad and disappointed as well. It was in 2015 when we opened up South, and South really is paying tribute to Zanzibar Blue. We have separate rooms for dining and separate rooms for jazz, and we really try to present some of the top performers in the country.
I often think about like prize fighters and people who should just hang up their gloves and stop fighting, and I think that we made a good decision to shut things down when we did, because sometimes you want to hold on to something so dearly that you don't know when to let it go. We've thought about bringing it back over and over again, but I just think to all the warm memories and the, just the special relationship, I think we kind of ended on a high note.